Hey there everyone, how's it going out there? This is JG Art Creator, and welcome to a segment called BLT, Bringing Life to. This is a segment where I find odd figurines or other objects and decide to paint over them to give them a more personal touch. In this video, today's candidate is this lucky cat statue. I got it from Ross for around $6. I thought that it was so cute and a fun and creative project to tackle that I bought this feline and took him home. Before we actually begin this project, let's go over a few things. First, here's the list of art supplies that I'll be using. First up, we have clear acrylic gesso for priming, some acrylic paint brushes, acrylic paints, these Betum acrylic paint markers, gray palette paper, a palette knife, 2 containers for water, a paper towel for drying my paintbrushes, a blow dryer to speed up the drying time, and lastly, Mod Podge to act as my sealer. Also, for deciding which type of cat to paint this lucky cat as, I have decided on the one, the only, Calico Cat. I adore their orange and black patterns, and I love how varied they are, and they're just so darn cute. Okay, with all of that out of the way, it's now time to get started. Alright, so first let's get these stickers off of the bottom here. And let's also wipe down the lucky cat with a disinfectant wipe. We let that dry for a bit, and now it's time to bust out the gesso. Alright, this should be about enough. And away we go! Let's prime the kitty cat. Now let's crank up the heat. Uh-oh. It's starting to flake off. Yeah, this isn't really working out. Yeah, I'm just going to get the gesso off entirely. No need to worry. I've got a backup plan. I've got myself a handy-dandy sanding sponge. Alright, let's sand him down real good. And now, let's take our permanent rose and titanium white and make a beautiful light pink. Now, let's get started with the left ear. Alright, getting in there nice and good. Then make our way to the right ear. Alright, there we go, there we go. Trying to stay inside the grooved shape of the ear here. And we can't forget about his little nose. Alright, easy does it now. Okay, let's now make it dry. And also add in another layer of color. Next, let's bust out the permanent green light. And now go for the eyeballs. It is a more transparent green, so it's going to take a few layers for it to really shine through. Next, let's use the Betum acrylic markers. Alright, easy does it. Get the pupils in nice and small. Alright, and let's add the highlights on top. Let's add in another layer. Okay, now it's time to outline the facial features. And also lines for where the toes are. It is going to take a few layers to get the true black that I want, so patience really is a virtue in this particular situation. Now let's get our black acrylic paint ready. And it's finally time for the real fun part to begin. Painting the fur. As you can see, I'm going in a little heavy with my black acrylic paint, mainly due to the fact that if I go light, the paint normally doesn't stick to the ceramic that well. But luckily, if I go in a little thick and then dry it, it's able to adhere to it a lot better. Alright, let's get around this eye. And then we'll go all around the head a little. And then we'll get to this eye too. Okay, let's get more of the face in. Okay, now let's do a little touch-up all around. Let's also touch up the face a bit more. And also get under his chinny chin chin. For the inner part of the face here, let's add in quite a bit of white. And here, let's add some adorable little dots for where the whiskers would go. Alright, now let's start working on that body. As I said before, I'm packing in quite a bit of paint so that way it could adhere to the surface better. It really is a bummer that the acrylic gesso did not work out for whatever reason, but you know what they say, the show must go on. Surprisingly, the method of layering paint on thick is working out extremely well. Alright, let's get the arm here. And the rest of the chest. Dry it out. Lay on another coat of paint. And now, let's touch up more of the areas with white. Alright, let's get in this arm. Make sure it dries completely. Then let's get the tail. And the lower half of the body. And here is what we have so far. So far, I'm really digging the result. But we aren't quite done yet. There's still some work to do. Alright, now let's bust out our cadmium orange hue. And the first area I wanted to tackle was the little tail. And even though this orange is semi-transparent, it's packing quite a bit of a punch, especially after I painted the tail white. So, hey, I'm actually pretty happy with it. And since this orange is the right type of orange that I have wanted, I may not need to bust out the other acrylic paints to mix my own orange. And now, we're going to add some black stripes to the tail. And after looking at this, I'm kind of getting Tigger from Winnie the Pooh vibes. And hey, who doesn't love Tigger? Alright, let's touch up the tail a little bit more. Add in some black to cover up the blotches. Okay, now let's make an orange spot that wraps around the back of the ear and some of the back of the head. It's going to take a few layers to be truly opaque. And here you go. Like I said, you can make any color truly opaque with enough layers. That's what's truly awesome about acrylic paint, and that's why it's one of my favorite mediums to work with. Let's make this area dry, and add in another layer. Now let's start working on the right side of his face here. Just like before, be patient and be prepared to add in a few layers to make that color truly pop. There you go, just like I said. See? Isn't acrylic paint an awesome medium to work with? The sheer opacity of these paints make anything possible. And make it dry. Now let's add some orange fur to the chest and the front leg here. Add some layers to it to make it opaque. Let's add an orange spot to the arm here. Dry it a bit, then go in with another layer. Now let's add an orange spot on the back of the head. Now let's add an orange spot here on the back of the hind leg, and some type of orange shape coming out from the collar. Now let's build up those layers. Now let's add a white shape that wraps around this hind leg. Now let's dry it down. And once again, build up the layers. Repeat the process once more. Put a little orange spot here. Add a little white spot there. Now let's add a white blob here. Add a white circle over here. Quick dry, and back at it again. One more time. Tidy it up a little. Alright, now let's add some orange spots to the other legs. Alright, now taking our time, let's map out the symbol that is usually found on the Lucky Cat coin. It's definitely going to take a couple layers because the black seems to be a little bit runny as of now, but don't worry, I'm going to persevere and not give up. And now for the final step of our project. We are going to seal the paint with my Mod Podge. I'm going to do 2 layers just to be on the safe side. Also, as a disclaimer, while Mod Podge does dry within a reasonable time frame, in order for it to fully take effect, you have to wait at least 4 weeks for it to properly cure, which is the process of waiting for the chemicals to settle. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. After waiting for the Mod Podge to dry, we now have the final result. And there you have it. That concludes bringing life to a Lucky Cat statue. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like. If you wish to see another episode in this series, as well as content from me in general, Be sure to subscribe and follow for more. Also, comment down below your thoughts on the Lucky Cat statue. Lastly, share this video around to help more people see it. It really helps a lot. Anyway, this has been JG Art Creator, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later!